Kathleen, microphone is not on.
It's working now.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Use our discretion to be. Or see your one meeting until you did see him in the hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, folks, now before we start, I would like to remind you that this is a board meeting. This is not a membership meeting, so there's not going to be a lot of back and forth. This is a meeting for the board to conduct their business. Now, if there is any type of motion on the floor that they're going to vote for, we will open up the floor for a question or comment before the vote. Otherwise, I would respectfully request that you keep any other questions or comments for the last section before the adjournment. You can ask anything you want of me or the board members, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just, well, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Okay, take it away.
It's 4 o'clock and we're calling the meeting to order. And let's do roll call. So I think I can visibly see that we're all here except for John. John, are you here?
He's here.
I'm here.
All right. Do we actually need to like call out or can I just say I see everybody?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Good. All right, good. First thing we're gonna do is review and approve the board meeting minutes from 4/23. And I just have a quick question about that. At our next meeting, will we be reviewing any from the workshop?
Yes, at the next meeting. I
Got it.
ask them.
Totally fine. I just wanted to make sure that workshops had minutes also.
And Victoria, just under number 2, we can verify that the proof of meeting notice was posted in time.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
get that in the minutes too, please.
All right. So I'd like to have a motion to approve the board meeting minutes of 4/23/25 as written without reading them. May I have a motion?
I'd so.
All right. We have a second?
So, yeah.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you, John. All right. We're going to start out with the presents. Okay. As you obviously know, we had a workshop on the 19th and we divided everything. I'm still sitting here looking at you. We divided everything into categories. We're focusing really hard. We're hammering on the category 2 categories. So like the big problems now. And I just wanted to give a little bit of an update on what was going on. Engineering projects. And Kathleen, weigh in here if you want, but Kathleen wrote off to Bill Reinhardt for start asking for some feedback about the outside building cracks and the balconies. There were like a whole host of exterior, the exterior work that we were talking about. So she got some information back, but I really think it's going to require a conversation. This is difficult here. Require a conversation because it's just not an email conversation to have. So I asked Kathleen and Jeremiah if we could set up a time to sit down and talk them through what all of our exterior problems are and what kind of proposals we need for now as opposed to for next year and how we go about doing it.
Do you want a face-to-face or Zoom?
Zoom is fine.
Okay.
It seems to be everyone can do Zoom. And I'd also like to do it with Kieran's so that we can have 2 different viewpoints of what we're trying to get done. But we do need to do an inspection of the outside of the building. And one of the things I wanted to ask you was, Kathy, is it possible to have Louise just do a visual inspection for starters of the building?
You mean with?
Yeah, with binoculars or what
Okay.
have you. He doesn't need to freak out about not doing it completely because we will have a more complete inspection. But if we could just kind of start on making a list of what we can visibly see is redundant, but what we can see.
But he's only gonna see so far up.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a start.
Alone in my binoculars.
Okay.
Now, as far as making these Zoom meetings, next Tuesday, is that a good day for you?
Yeah, Tuesdays through Friday, not too late, are fine for me.
Okay,
It's
so
just
what
Monday.
days next week are you available?
I think so. I said Thursday and Friday afternoons were the best, if I remember correctly. Let me just look at Wednesday. We don't have a board meeting.
So I should maybe shoot for a week from tomorrow. See if they're available. Okay,
Yeah,
in the afternoon, okay.
actually, no, it looks like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons. I can do it. I feel like I have something on my calendar, but
Okay.
it's not there.
All right.
Anyway, that's where we stand with the engineers. Our intention is to identify the balconies that, I'm just telling you what you already know because we're at the meeting. Anyway, identify the balconies that have immediate repair needs. Get those done right away. Identify any obvious cracks in the outside of the building that we can ask the window, well, I don't know if the window washers will be the right one, but ask someone to come in and like seal up immediately. And then set ourselves up for the bigger exterior repair and painting project that we have for next year.
Window washers are not gonna touch the ivies.
No, I think
No, they only do caulking.
Yeah.
And they hummed and hawed and kind of danced around that. They said, well, you got to show us exactly what you want us to do.
I mean, that makes sense, but I'm
Well,
not gonna get up there.
I mean, majority of this stuff can be, if you go up the top floor or one of the top, and I brought Kathleen up to the 8th floor and we looked down and you can see simple as day is pretty much where the rust or where the problems are in all the balconies. So they're all pretty much the same.
Mhm.
It's a metal edge that's corroded. And I mean,
So that'll be one of the things we'll have to talk to the engineer about.
and my thing is, like I say, I know if I read something right in there, it talked about you can't just touch them up, whatever. But my thing is why can't you take a picture and mark it and then do a touch up? And then when they come in and do the heavier evaluation,
Mhm.
that's when we just don't want to keep on getting rain and water and salt air into the cracks and to the open areas.
No,
So
Well, I
I
think-
don't know why.
well, this is just what I was saying. I don't think this is an email thing
Yeah,
to handle.
yeah.
I think it's a conversation so that there can be some back and forth and
Yeah.
sharing of opinions and views, because email is just not good for this kind of thing. In terms of the garage, we've all done a little bit of research. I identified 3 different products that are supposedly well, let me back up. So the engineer told us that we had to look for a vehicular grade traffic coding system, quote unquote, based on the amount of traffic that we have going in and out of our garage and the durability that we want for the covering. And so using ChatGPT, I identified 3 products, one of which I'm familiar with because we've used Sika products upstairs. And I have inquiries into the vendors to ask who the contractors are in the area that are certified in doing these coatings. So we'll get quotes. My intention is to make sure that we get quotes from these guys to do some walkways for us. I don't think that we want to pay to do the entire coating. Didn't you say that you talked to somebody about that? And it was, how much was it?
400,000,
No, peanuts.
but it'll last forever.
Yeah. So I think if we do like maybe 1/10 of that, with just some walkways, some well marked out walkways, we could still get a really good quality coating, but not pay an arm and a leg. And then for ELSS, Kathleen and I have been tag teaming. Right now for we have 2 positions open on our ELSS team. We have a what's called an owner's representative or a project manager, and then we have an asbestos manager. So I had a phone call with one of the companies last week that is offering to do both of them, and I corrected them on their stupid proposal that they sent, and they're going to go fix it and come back to us. Kathleen got 2 proposals last week from 2 other firms, XS Management Services and Socotech. Socotech, yeah. They bought SLS. They're like a big. Anyway, so we have proposals from them. I don't really like them because they're more expensive, but they're really well done proposals. So we're waiting for the first guys. And we have one more recommendation that we should contact. Robert Lozano, remember when we met with him?
Robert Lozano.
Yeah, I just saw that he sent us an email about this lady, Kelly Kuhn of LG Consultants.
Oh,
Does that ring a bell?
Let me double check on that.
I don't remember. I didn't reach out to
I
her,
don't-
so
Yeah, I'm not sure either. So, okay,
let's get one in from her and then we'll be ready to
okay.
pick. Oh. And then as far as asbestos engineers, at least one of the guys we got a propose that we're waiting for a proposal from will include asbestos engineering. Do you know River? We also talked to River Vanderveer.
Yes, he's working on his because he was waiting for the information from United Fire, and I finally got that and did send that to him. So I'm hoping to get that yet this week.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. And then I'll be honest, I wasn't clear when I looked at Heidi's proposal. She mentioned asbestos in there, but it wasn't clear if it said asbestos engineering, but there was nothing about asbestos engineering proposal. So I wasn't sure if she was talking about just overseeing asbestos engineering. Anyway, I just muttered it as a point to correct. Moving right along. Okay. Lighting for the driveway. Okay. So, in case anybody wants to see them, I brought the actual written specifications for the lighting for the driveway. Just a couple pages. So I don't know if you want one or not, but I can email it to you. I have extras. But it turns out that finding lighting for the driveway isn't as simple as just plugging in a light bulb and away we go, so to speak. So it's going to take us some time to figure out what we're going to do. So in the meantime, Nick had this guy who could do 3D printing, and he's able to print this. This is just a picture of a cover that looks very similar. It's a very ugly picture, but he says it looks very much like the cover that we have. And he can print some. So I said before, my intention is I think we just put some up now so the place looks decent. And then we can spend some time researching and talking to some lighting people to find out exactly what will work.
How much does he want for that?
That is a really good question. So if we get like all of them, they're in the 300 something range, $300 per shade. But if we just order one, it's $400 for a sample. I would like to order one because I don't want to order 20 of them and find out that they're caca.
Well, but the thing is that that's not going to help out any of the ones that are broken and damaged. The ones that are, the light bulbs are hanging out and all that stuff, right? Seriously.
No, we'll still need an electrician to come in and do some actual electrical work, but these can still be attached to the poles.
Okay.
Understand? I mean,
I think, yeah.
yeah. Because there's like a little flange.
I just hate to see spend, how many we got? 20 out there?
Yeah, 19, yeah,
Sometimes.
plus a couple extras.
So it's like 20 times 300. 60.
Well, the other option is we can get ones that match these exactly with LED installed, and they're only $2,800 a piece.
Oh,
Not kidding. When I got the quote, I was like, my job.
and we can't use the ones that like we picked out to start with.
No, because they don't. You should take one of these and read it, but there are some code requirements here that have to do with how the lights work and some other stuff. And
So they don't meet the code. Is
For
what
clear water, for clear water.
Yeah.
And whoever wrote.
Well,
that code doesn't
you don't
know
need,
what-
I don't think you need a board.
that would be the same. They don't actually give you recommendations.
you
like,
recommendations.
No, here, try this brand light. But what I did find, I'm sorry, I'll just say one thing really quickly. Because I must have talked to like 15 different lighting people. When you get into more expensive light, and when I say more expensive light, I mean like maybe $500 or $600 per light. I'm still not talking about the $2,000 ones. They get to the point where you can choose the distribution of the light, so it's not shining over equally on the other side of the property line. So that may be where we end up, but the whole point of doing these,
Is there some kind of issue with lighting up the cities?
yes, there is. There's a code requirement that says that you're not allowed to do more than, I don't know.
So many lumens, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But you're not dealing with turtles here, right?
How can
No.
light located so that light doesn't illuminate basically doesn't illuminate over your property line. So in other words, your light can't be shining on your neighbor's property,
Yeah.
which is not a big deal because we only, right, but we have the marina. So we need to make sure that we're not getting like a big 3,000 lumen light that's producing a bunch of light this way and a whole bunch of light that way.
Mhm.
Anyway, so
Well,
But- Yes.
I just want a little more explanation, or probably, I'm sure you've said
Go.
this.
Yeah.
But explain again why we can't just get it all fixed properly now. And we need to just try to make it prettier and then later we'll fix it correctly.
Well, we could take that path, but we're not prepared. We don't even have lighting options yet to fix it now. And somebody's got to find the time to do the research or to find the lighting engineers or, find somebody who can find these light fixtures. I have spent a lot of time, and I think the time has come to pass it off to a professional to sort it out. So if my thought was just that it's so ugly out there, I'd like to clean it up for a little bit of money so that we have enough breathing room to do the right thing.
Could we,
That's,
would
Yeah.
like Phil Graham tomorrow be able to give us a right direction?
You know,
He
that's
or
a really good
somebody,
idea.
a contracting or engineer or,
yeah,
well, that's over here.
Yeah, he should be able to because he takes new properties too, does a lot of the detailing. I would think at some point
would
he's
know.
been involved with lighting.
you guys are so
And there
smart.
might be, and I don't know what the rules are, maybe, and I don't know, I'm sure that'd be a change of whatever.
Scope, yeah.
Scope,
Mhm.
but maybe we don't need that
Yeah.
many out there. Maybe it could go every third one, but is that gonna ruin the?
Every third what?
Maybe
Oh,
we
okay.
don't need as many lights out there because of the new lighting.
We actually do.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm
Just throwing out
Yeah.
the
just,
the
I'm
other
just off,
factors.
yeah,
Yeah,
off the wall
maybe
thing, cause
things
we
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 don't.
might not need them every 15 feet because of technology change. Oh,
It's worth asking.
that's it.
It's absolutely, that's a brilliant idea.
So anyway,
Anyway, so why don't we hold off on this until after we meet with Phil?
Yeah.
Minimally, we can say, okay, we want to add something to the scope. Tell us what it's gonna cost us.
I think it's worth
Yeah, because
Um,
otherwise for 400, you don't need a board vote for that. You
Yeah, I
can
didn't
just
think
do-
so, but I
Oh.
wanted some feedback. And look, we've got really good ideas, so.
Okay.
I just worry the whole project will get lost if we don't take care of it now while we're doing all the other things we have to try the hurricane.
Well,
So Phil Graham can take that.
yeah, I think we're operating on a little bit of a deadline on the HO6 assessment. That's what I'm worried about. So I believe that we can put an estimate in, like, we think it's gonna be $500 per light fixture. Let's just throw in $500 per light fixture and then do it that way.
Yeah.
Just to get it off the ground. But I really like that idea. That's a smart idea. Okay. I think that was it on my list of things to talk about. Thank you for your patience. Treasurer.
And sorry, were we on our list of number 2 category issues? Were we moving on looking at pipes?
Yes.
So we're getting bids for an evaluation of the pipes, or
I think that's what Kathleen is doing.
Oh, it's because I didn't know she was out there. Sorry. Thank you. I turned this. So will you kind of watch this if somebody is joining late? Yes, as far as I was going to mention that in my report, but I'll just throw it out now. PRS and Blue Works, I have 2 appointments next week, and they're both companies that do lining of existing pipes. So I've got that. So it's done. One might even show up Friday. We kind of left it tentatively Friday, otherwise for sure it'll be next week.
Works is one of the ones that we,
Ronnie, you're right. Blue Works were on our list. They did a review for us in the original one. I can send it back.
Awesome. All right.
The only thing is, I recall Blue Works sleeve, they don't line. But
What?
I'll find the stuff.
Well, sleeve, I don't understand the difference.
So
A liner or a sleeve is the same thing to me.
Sorry, well, it's like a sock. Some some is a spray system, the other one
I
is
see
a
what you're
stop
saying.
system.
Right, okay, yes.
Yeah. Kathleen, I'll send you, I think I've sent you the other company, but I've got the Blue Works proposals. I'll send you those from 2018.
Okay, thank you.
Question. Larry, do you still have an appointment before 45?
Oh, you can go.
Can Larry, can the committee section jump ahead? Can I know Larry has something? Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we've got your proposal, but is there?
Why don't you come up so that we can hear you too, Larry, please? Grab a chair or whatever you'd like to do.
Did everybody get this proposal I sent a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so just to sort of summarize or backtrack a little. So many months ago, a grill committee was formed. And we were asked to come up with a design for the area down there. And we did, and we submitted that. And kind of concurrent with when we submitted it, the board decided to hire this architectural landscape and that we should try to coordinate any long-term building of that area with whatever is going to get done in terms of the whole landscaping thing, which made sense, you know, so that if we put a patio down there, it would match with whatever's going, possibly match furniture, etc. So, but at the same time, for those of you who actually like to use the area, I would say it's below a trailer park quality at this point. Okay. I think that's Tom's words. I didn't. My words were could substitute as a homeless shelter. So, and you know, there's people who like to use it, and frankly, it's one of the most beautiful spots we have on our property. It's probably one of the most beautiful spots to put a grill in the whole bay. I mean, it's just an incredible spot. So it was suggested to maybe put an interim plan together so that we don't have to leave it in such a state for months and months. So the grill committee got back together and we submitted a proposal for basically just to put some new lawn down there, possibly some limestone gravel in the area that we will eventually want a patio, because the patio could go right over that. Not spend any money on some really nice fancy built-in grills, which we want to get. Ultimately, we think we'd like to get a pergola if we have to get approval from the city, and that's a whole trip unto itself. But anyway, put the limestone gravel in the area where we would have the patio, and patio could be built over that, put some lawn down there. Just use the existing picnic tables that are there so we don't go spend a bunch of money on furniture in case we want to have coordinated furniture. And buy one more cheap grill. We have one grill down there that's still working, right, Tom? You just
There.
Yeah. And buy one more cheap one so that, you know, if we have a bunch of people down there, there's plenty of grill space to use. And cheap grills are cheap, they're not that much money. It would last as long, I think, as it would take to ultimately have a larger plan that we would do a built-in grill. So we proposed, I submitted that. And tomorrow, many of the committee members are meeting, or the committee heads, or all the various committees, the amenities committee, our committee, with the architect, right? The landscape architect. Now, the idea is we want to review this temporary submission, this temporary proposal with him to see if there's any potential conflicts that we haven't looked at. Make sure that patio over the limestone gravel, etc. It's a pretty simple plan. So what I would like, so on the other hand, I want to try to get something done, you know, so we can get the area fixed up, because it could be, knows how long to coordinate and and the finances together as part of all that, which is a big job, and I'm glad I don't have. So I would like, this is really my communication to the board, is that if we find out from talking to the architect tomorrow, and I know some of you will be at that meeting, so you can, and if you've read this, you can bring up some questions for it. That the board let us know whether we have the funds or can put the funds together in a short period of time to do this, because I don't want to have to keep putting it off, or do more work that's then going to get put off. I would like to get some sort of a resolution on that. Possible after we get whatever data we have from this meeting tomorrow. Anybody have any questions?
What's the cost of what you want to do?
Hold on. Oh, hold on. First thing I want to say is happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I just had to get that in there. Tomorrow, yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it amongst ourselves, I'm sure, after you leave, but would you be willing, if it seems to be a smart thing to do, to hold off on putting the gravel down and just put sod on that entire area?
Sure, we can do that. The reason we didn't propose that was because if we're going to end up putting a patio there, all the money that we put into the sod for that area is going to be wasted, because it'll have to be dug up to put the patio there. The reason we came up with this limestone gravel is because, number one, it's more aesthetic than just grass. Number two, we went over this. By the way, this landscaper we've been working with, he's been out here probably almost 10 times. He's a really good guy, and he does landscaping and patios and stuff. And he's been really helpful. Anyway, and we went over this with him, asked him every which way, and he said, yeah, we can, the gravel, because it's going to be tamped down very hard, can also then be used with a certain type of cement poured into it as the foundation. Because our idea is to use the leftover tiles from the promenade to make the patio, because that'll save us a lot of money. So yes, we could do that, but our idea is try not to throw money away.
Well, I have a question about the sod, because it looks to me like there was sod there at one point, which I could be totally wrong. And with all the tree roots and everything coming up, are we sure that wouldn't just turn into dirt very quickly again?
Sure,
Well, I think what they would have to do though is grade that whole area and
Yeah.
probably bring in some dirt, and I'm sure that was part of the
Actually,
discussion.
we're going to be removing, we're going to take that tree out.
Okay,
That tree kind of sits in the middle there. That has some roots in it. We can't take the trees out down by the water where there is roots. And we're not going to put sod over those roots.
Oh,
We're going to have a lot of leftover dirt from when we level the area. And that's going to kind of cover the
Okay.
roots.
Larry, do you recall the name of the landscaper you're dealing with?
Yeah, his name is Ivan. His company is called Grasshopper Landscape.
Grasshopper, okay.
I think I have this card.
Okay, yeah, we may be looking for a new
Right.
company.
Yeah, I have a better one, I think, than Ivan for that.
Okay.
Because you talked to a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one is Jonathan, and he,
I know Jonathan.
yeah,
Oh, what's this, Arrington?
yeah, great guy.
Jonathan.
And
Okay.
he likes the monthly stuff.
Well, my last
Big-
property I was at, he was the guy there,
Yeah.
so I know.
We were
him.
very impressed with him, but
Yeah, he's
the
fine.
thing is, he doesn't do patios, so
Yeah.
that's why we.
Okay.
I mean, when they start doing that, I mean, like if they start leveling it off, they're gonna have a lot of the old stuff we took out, all
But now is there irrigation back there,
Yeah.
Bob?
That's my question, yeah.
yeah, there is irrigation back there.
Okay.
I got a cap. the thing is a lot of that, as soon as they take up all the old roots of that junk that was back there, there's not gonna be really much dirt left in there because some roots, when they die, so I don't know. I'm not-
It's a good thing you're on a committee. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can help
Anyway,
with
that's
fine.
And then we gotta make sure we mark where our sprinkler heads are so they don't. run.
We have a guy on.
We don't need
No,
geysers.
it's you. I was all about the sprinkler system.
Yeah, well, so it's my only concern about the gravel, and it could, maybe I'm wrong. Is that because we've had so much flooding over that seawall the last year or so, and it washes stuff away, are we gonna be putting down gravel and then face the risk of it just being washed away in the next couple of months? Or,
If we have a hurricane flood like we had last year.
yeah, or even a smaller one. That's not even necessarily as big as the one we had last year.
Well, we can ask the guy tomorrow. Do you remember anything about that? Questions?
Because I did bring it, I thought maybe they'd put like a wall or something to separate it, from, well, we gotta create it, but I don't
Well,
know.
there's gonna be aluminum,
Like a
Retain-
spider.
yeah, mounted.
So,
Separated.
so some of that would keep the
Gravel.
water from maybe, I don't know if that'd be enough or not, but.
Be aware, I
So-
think that they also mentioned, and, you know, we're gonna.
Yeah, gravel, yeah, right.
Haven't stopped any roots trying to grow.
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Part of washing out.
Yeah, I forgot
That's a
that.
possibility. Could happen.
It's just, I was just thinking if we put sod there, we could irrigate it before any
We-
flooding.
The sod, don't even think about sod. If you go back before the hurricanes, when it was the area, it had not been flooded. It had been, we'd had a number of occasions over the top, but the high traffic had destroyed all the grass. It was just
wow.
totally bare anyway. So that area can never be sodded again if it's going to be the barbecue area, because the traffic will destroy it constantly. It's a waste of money to do that. It's far
Could you-
better.
Could you put, okay, if you put the gravel down, can you lay those big tiles on top just to hold the gravel down? Or I guess maybe they could be.
The gravel can become a base for whatever top surface is decided,
Sure.
because it becomes a hardcore base. It's
Right.
an interim base, and it's the cheapest way of doing it, and it will be cheaper or a similar price to sods. It's the best interim.
Yeah, the other alternative is we put that patio in now. I don't know what that would cost. Because that patio would withstand any hurricane,
Yeah.
just like the promenade would.
Well, why don't we talk to Phil Graham tomorrow about the gravel stuff? I don't know if we can have a vote at this point or, yeah.
I know I'm not supposed to talk, but Larry's leaving. So
Yeah.
can may I comment?
Oh, sure.
Okay. I would suggest, first of all, Larry, do you have an estimate? Johnny B asked, and I never did hear you say. Do you have
This,
an
the
idea?
interim one?
Yeah, it's on the proposal.
I would suggest that the board, right, authorize Kathleen to spend up to $10,000 on this temporary project down in the picnic area. Then you don't have to have another meeting to get this thing rolling.
Mhm.
I'm leaving, but a lot of people are going to want to be picnicking here in the very near future. So,
Yeah.
I mean, my suggestion, and that's very, very doable, right, Kathleen?
Yeah, the board can authorize up to a certain dollar amount, and I would never go ahead with anything unless they knew exactly what was going on.
You'd let them all. know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good
You've
idea.
got it in the minutes, and you don't have to have another meeting.
Yeah.
It would, and I don't know if I'm wrong, but hopefully this engineer, which maybe I'm wrong, should be able to get back with us in the next 2 or 3 weeks and actually give us some information like that area. What should we do?
Yeah, but I don't think you should have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. I think you should get some verbal, say, yes, this will work. No, don't do sod. Yeah, do gravel, you know.
I didn't, I'm
that
just saying,
kind of
I'm just saying within a couple weeks.
You talking about the landscape architect?
Yes.
I mean, the overall big drawing or whatever we might, but
Well, we're seeing him tomorrow.
I know, but I'm just saying,
This has gone on for months.
Remember, we've got July the 4th coming up, and with one pathetic grill, we are going to have a real struggle.
Yeah, well, we can get a grill because I just went through that at my last property and I will call my maintenance man because I know exactly which one to get. I just don't know which one it
Yeah.
is. And it's really
I
good,
don't think
you know.
we'll spend a bunch of money.
Awesome.
Oh, it's,
Depot for $200 or $300.
well, we'll find that. We'll get a grill.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think the Tom's idea is a great one. It gives us the scope to make it at least usable while we get the long-term plan.
Has to go, John.
John, I have to go, so I just want to say the last thing is, if you could do that, I don't know if we have the money to do that, that would be perfect. I could fit, I know for 10 grand, maybe I could even put that patio in there.
It says 8,000.
Permanently. I know. but he
That
just says-
Yeah, well, that he's.
Yeah.
He
offering
raised
to
it
give to us also.
$2,000 because he's
No,
gonna donate
but if-
too,
if-
right?
That,
In the minutes.
I'm just saying, I could,
Yeah, that's
with
true.
that, I could maybe,
Yeah.
if you guys wanted to, I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah.
I'm excusing myself.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Okay, so, can I get a, no, before I ask for motion?
Well, wait. Here's the only thing.
What?
It's kind of a technicality. It's not on the agenda per se.
Well, it's under committees, so that's because he turned his proposal in more than 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so what we should have done is been a little more descriptive
Mhm.
under this. If these people are okay and they don't rat us out, I'm just saying, I have
Yeah.
to advise, that's what I get paid for. So,
We've done worse. I
So-
mean, we could also have a 3-minute meeting in 2 days.
Yeah.
And vote.
Yeah,
Deb?
just a couple of things. I mean, I agree, we should go ahead and approve the 10, because otherwise we have to wait till the next board meeting.
Right.
So let's get it done. But there's a few questions, and this could maybe be tomorrow. There was a fundraiser, and a lot of folks gave money to Nick and Elise for fixing up that area. Now, I'm certain it's not 10,000, but they're sitting on some money there too, and that should take into consideration. What were their plans for that fundraising? I thought it was there, so could that be a part of? you
That's a
know,
good point.
the
Yeah.
10,000 is to just check in with Nick and Elise and
Mhm.
say, you know.
who's
we have
got the money?
Nick or Elise? I know.
That the money was also for the kayak room that needed renovations. So
That's
please
true.
remember some of that money there is several hundred, but we do need money to keep that kayak room and launch workable.
All right, well, it doesn't hurt to ask. I think,
Right.
yeah, I think it was a couple thousand maybe that they pulled in, so,
3,200.
wow.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Does
say
anybody know them well enough to ask them if they want to go over $3,200?
Will Nick be here tomorrow at the meetings?
No.
No, Elise is out of town.
I don't know where Nick is.
He's home, he's back.
Is he?
Maybe he'll be at the committee.
Well,
meeting.
the only
Just don't
thing I
want it
would
to get
say-
lost, because, you know, people are wondering what's going on with the money
Yeah.
that was donated.
Good, yeah.
So they bought a refrigerator, I think.
Yeah, they. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
No, I don't think we did the refrigerator.
Yeah, they were supposed to
Well, I
refund.
was told that you guys approved the
Three
fridge.
grand?
We reimbursed it. We paid for it.
You reimbursed
Oh, we did?
it. Okay, so they did, they reimbursed.
Because that was part of the hurricane damage and it was a previous.
Yeah, but it was purchased by the boardroom for boardroom use. It has nothing to do with the
No,
association.
no.
No, that's what I was
It
told.
was purchased by the association. Miss King and
It
I
was, yes.
went over to Sears and got it and had it delivered and installed.
Oh,
It
okay.
was under the social committee that we
Social
once had, that
right.
we had funds for that, and we used it towards that.
I stand
We used it
corrected.
For the TV that's in here. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Thank you and thank you. Okay, cool. All right, so I'd like to open this up for a vote. Does anybody else have any comments or questions before we vote on it?
Don't have to spend the full amount yet.
Yes.
Darn.
Darn.
No.
$500.
Actually, I'd like to approve 8,000, and if they can get more funds from, because that's what the proposal says, and if they can get more funds from Nick and Elise that they want to spend on it, they can do so.
So
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
Why can't we, since it's not on the agenda, why can't we just talk to Phil Graham and see what he thinks before we plow 8,000 into something? I mean, the grill is fine to get another one, But what's a day mattered? Because we have Phil Graham, he's an expert on floods and all this stuff. Why can't we use him to run these things by him?
Well, Scotty, what matters is the board needs to approve it now. And then they'll meet tomorrow and understand where they can spend their money or not. If we don't get the approval today, waiting a day, we're gonna have to have another quick board meeting. I think we just prove it today, Scotty, and let the committees meet tomorrow, figure it out and where they're gonna spend the money.
And it may do nothing.
I just want to make sure we're not wasting 8,000.
You've already wasted 14.
Yeah.
Send them the money.
Separate approving by the bill from voting for approving it. Because I, in a different vote on this item.
Okay. All right, so first of all, can I get a motion to approve up to $400 for a new grill?
I so move.
Wait a minute, slow that slowly. Let me write this down. Approve.
Yeah.
New grill. This Brewster. Move.
Can I get a second?
I will second.
You got 2 seconds. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, good. So that passed.
Okay.
What are we gonna do about the rest of the stuff? I'd like to set aside a budget, but I also agree that it's wise to talk to Bill Graham first. He might go, no, stop. He might go, oh yeah, just go ahead.
Well, if he says stop, then it's no big deal. We'll have
No.
them. I mean, we'll use it, eventually we're gonna use it out there anyway. Right?
Yes,
Doing
that's a good
It's
point.
like a save, make it checking or saving.
Yeah, but if we've approved the money, what have we approved it for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You've approved the money to put a safe area
Exactly,
down.
this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. I'm gonna be the bad guy here. This is a board meeting. Let's let the board discuss. Go ahead, John.
You're approving money to make the area safe as set out by the interim plan. If Phil has got something better or say that we need to change things, we don't spend it. We're not saying we're spending this money. We're approving this money to make an area that is usable by the members.
I don't see the distinction.
I don't think beautification is urgent, so I think we should wait for the expert opinion. Personally, I agree. Just like beautification of the pool is not urgent. A lot of people want that
No.
pretty.
Why don't we'll wait 24 hours, we'll ask Phil Graham, if he's like, yeah, just go ahead and do it. We can have our little 3-minute meeting in 2 days and approve it and go forward. It won't kill us to get together for 5 minutes. All right, because
We have to, and we gotta put a 24-hour notice, right, or 48
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
48 hours.
Something today.
48? Oh, yeah.
48.
Something-
So, you know,
So we can-
thinking Monday maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
When it could be Zoom only 5-minute meeting, whatever you wanna do.
okay. I mean, because I don't see how we can approve money, but then say, but you can't spend it until we tell you to. It's unless somebody has a bright idea. Any bright ideas out there? We've heard the bright ideas already.
Not to extend on what the committee has suggested with variations once they find out more detail tomorrow.
Larry's
Yeah.
given
I'm
me-
just saving you getting together again in 3
Yeah.
days and going through all that. You know, and I'm sure they're just not gonna willy-nilly spend it. I mean, Bob and Rick's on the committee, you know what we've said, and your husband knows what we've said.
He
You know,
never listens to me.
it's contingent on, you know, we're giving you a head start. It's contingent on what
Mhm.
details you find out tomorrow that helps you spend that 8,000.
And keep in mind, you have 1 hour tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's why it's gotta be you, me, Phil, maybe a couple committee heads
Mhm.
and Luis. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there. It's no big deal.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you can,
Close that
you can observe, you can
That's right.
observe,
That's
but the problem is with this guy, time is money and he's only giving us an hour. So I'm just warning you, it's gonna be dicey.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna pass on this for now unless somebody else here wants to make a motion. All right, my husband's gonna kill me.
I'll make them cookies.
All right, do you want to move on to treasurer?
Yeah, I'm sorry that took so long.
Alrighty. Operating cash, we have about 368,000. Reserve cash, about 887,000. Special assessment cash, 555,000. Again, no activity in that fund this month. Our largest expenses in April were 6,500 for the pool paver removal and about 3,700 for the seawall inspection. We are 37.75.
Okay.
Okay. We are still waiting on the audit.
Seriously?
Yep, they said we're all done. I just have one more question, and I think my answer probably caused them to have to go back in that.
All right.
So probably make another adjustment. So, but I'm going to stay on them. We should have them done by the next meeting.
By the end of it, maybe by the member meeting.
Yes.
In
By
December.
next year.
So, but it's still not, we haven't had an audit for a really long time, so it'll be
We have
good.
not.
It'll be good to like have a baseline that we can start with.
Yep.
All right,
2018 years ago.
I don't,
That's the last audit report I found on the website, unless there's a hidden one somewhere.
I don't remember approving an audit on the board. That doesn't mean anything. All right, manager?
Okay, I'm just gonna briefly hit on a few things because I think a lot of the things that I've been dealing with are on the agenda that we'll be talking about. But the next thing that I'm going to be working on is I did finally talk to the actual guy that's doing the landscaping because I'm getting the impression that Dennis has got this guy and then Dennis gets a piece of the action. That's kind of what I think's going on. So since Dennis has been totally unresponsive for what, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I finally called, got the number of the guy that's actually coming and doing the work. So I said to him this, which maybe isn't totally true. I said, the board is really frustrated and so am I. And if we don't hear from Dennis, we're going to probably end up firing him. That's what I said. So he said, oh, well, he's on vacation. He said, but I know he'll take my phone call, so I will talk to him. I said, okay, so what we need, we're waiting on the proposal to remove the diseased trees, pull out the dead bushes, and also we need to get the palm trees trimmed. So I'm hoping to hear back from him in the next couple of days on that. Otherwise, Larry mentioned Jonathan. He's my landscaper at my last property, so I know him well. So, we've got people in the wings that can help us out if we get in a jam. I did call Jet Age Fuel to get the generator topped off with fuel, and they said, well, how many gallons do you think you're going to need? So I looked and I went in the generator room, but I didn't want to press any buttons or mess with it at all. So I'm going to see tomorrow if Luis knows how to check what the fuel level is. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
I thought you got a dipstick in that tank out there.
I hope not.
I thought we chopped it off just a couple months ago.
Well,
We did not that one.
well, this is just standard operating procedure. So anyway, so we'll work on that. Good news, we do have an admin that did pass the drug test. Her name is Gianna, and she'll be starting June 16th, and she will have some training at CA before she gets to the property. So then we'll have to figure out her hours because she will be part-time. So that'll be a great help for me.
So when you say she starts June 16th, she means she goes to CA on June 16th?
Yes.
So we won't see her for a couple of days?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I emailed them today to find out what exactly the training would entail and how long and all of that. So I'll get back to you on that. And then the next thing that I need to do with the board is to schedule your budget workshop and your budget meeting for October, and then your workshop probably for August, because they're already bugging us. I have a meeting from 9:30 to 10 every Tuesday morning, and they're already talking budgets. So it's like, oh, but
Wow.
anyway, that's where we're at. And I have been programming quite a few garage door openers for the second floor. I haven't had anybody with issues, except one lady did come today. She's got the kind, that's built into her car, and I couldn't help her with that. So she was going to get out her owner's manual and see if she could take care of that. So that's about all I have. And my report was late because they didn't run the actual report until it was either yesterday or today. So I sent it out this afternoon. So that went out in an email right before the meeting.
Yeah.
Can I make a comment about landscaping?
Yes.
When you talk to the people about trimming the trees, can you ask them about trimming the tree in front of
301.
201? 201? Is it who's
It's 301.
No, it's over on this, it's over on that side.
Oh, on that side? Okay, because I've already got, okay, what we're also doing is we are getting a pole saw because 301 needs to have some trim too. And so we need one to have, you should have one here
Okay.
anyway. So we'll take care of that, or else we'll make sure it gets
Okay.
done.
It was a big issue last year, and April actually literally refused to cut the tree in front of this woman's balcony. Became a vendetta. It was very weird.
That's insane.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So the poor woman has like all these trees going in front of her balcony. She just needs them to be trimmed.
Yeah. Well, the lady I spoke to yesterday had a snake a few years ago because there was so much hanging over her balcony, and she opened up the door, and luckily she saw the snake and was able to shut her door again. So we'll take care of those palm fronds.
Oh, it freaked me out. Okay.
Get them taken care of.
All right. Anything else? No. All right. Do we have any more committee business? As mentioned, Phil Graham's coming tomorrow. He's going to do a walkabout for half an hour with a maintenance guy. And then he's going to meet with us for an hour. I don't know, in here or in there, somewhere in here, depending upon how many people there are. And he is going to be telling us how the project's going to work, like how the schedule's going to work and what our expectations are. And I believe we'll have some time in there to tell him what we think we need and want. We have a number of issues to go over with him. You've heard some of them. Most importantly, in my mind, we need to talk to him about the seawall, which you'll hear more about when we talk about the seawall shortly. And that's it. So you're welcome to attend, please. I know it sounds horrible, but please don't plan on talking unless you're an actual amenities committee or grill committee member, because we have to get them in and out in an hour or what, I don't know, maybe
Another
self-destruct.
$1,000.
I know,
Another 1,000.
We are going to ask them about increasing the scope to a look at lighting. Okay, I got that. All right, old business, HO6 assessment. I think we're at the point now where we've decided that, well, let's see what Phil says tomorrow. But unless he goes, yes, I have this immediate solution right here, whoop, I think we should just do an estimate and get it out. Do you have the resources to work on that? I know that's a lot to ask for you.
Yeah, I don't have the expertise to guess what the front electric project will cost.
Well,
But
we
if we're
can't-
just gonna go with 600 a light or something.
Yeah,
Then,
we can't, I don't believe we can charge the electric
right,
to
not-
that.
so it's
It's
just the
just-
cost of the shades.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well,
I can plug that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but if maybe some of the electrical got damaged, let's say,
It's wind damage, only wind damage.
from the wind. And the rain got it. I mean, if it broke the
I
light,
like how you think.
but if it broke the light and it snapped
Mhm.
the part of the light fixture off,
Okay.
everything together,
Can-
I'd say half.
Can we get a quick estimate for fixing the broken, the
Not quick.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just go for the gusto. They say no.
well, we've got tens of thousands of dollars of work, like in wiring and all
I
that
know,
kind of stuff.
but the thing is, I mean, we can say, like, say some were bent over. Well, the reason they broke is
No.
because of wind.
I
right.
think if it's bent over, we should
Yeah.
say it's
Yeah.
wind.
Could also
Just say-
kind of reverse engineer it. If we
Well-
go for tax that people can claim on their HO6, which is like
There's a
big
$1,000.
Yeah, but then if we overestimate it, I don't know that there's a way to give it back with that. I'm asking you, is there a way to give it back without getting involved in like insurance fraud? I don't want to do
I
that.
don't think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Coming
came,
with an estimate.
Yeah.
just come up with another like $300 late for a wire, an electrician. What do you think? It's gonna be 2 hours of labor? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I mean, we can estimate under and then come back and with any overage.
We should claim for as much as possible, and it's up to the insurance company to say why we can't claim for that.
That's not the way
Rather than the other
Susan
way around.
explained it to me, though.
I know, but I agree with what Bob's saying. There's an element saying, well, you can't say everything is wind or everything is water. We should try and claim for as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, as much
But
as we reasonably can, I think.
yes,
But yeah,
that's
definitely-
legal, but last time it was two sections of one assessment. It always has to be that way because it's getting too long now. We have to get the HO6 letters out because properties are being sold or changed, insurance companies are changing. People need to get their claims into the right insurance companies.
Yeah, Susie did mention that there are some insurance companies that won't allow you to do serial claims against the same hurricane. So that's why we've been trying to get as much in this one claim as possible.
We did two. It's the same claim. It's part one and part two.
That's what I told her, and she said there are some companies that will only allow you to do one.
We did two last time.
Yeah, but I understand that we did too, but it may be that some people's insurance companies didn't allow them to submit it. I just don't know.
We didn't have a problem.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, I think it's a good idea. If you could put on your long list of to-dos to get an electrician out here whenever you can to give us an estimate for repairing the floppy, what do you want to call it?
So you guys haven't done that yet?
No.
But light assembly or light.
Yeah, light
fixture,
assembly, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, light socket or.
Can Paul help us with that at all?
He could if he were able to provide insurance and a license and a proposal, and there was something else and a warranty.
He works for a company that can do that, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we could absolutely ask his company to do it. Absolutely, and I think that would probably be a nice thing to do, given that he's helped us out.
And he'll give us a good deal.
That'd be nice.
I'm sure he'll almost do it for free if we say pretty please.
You can't.
Yeah, we can't do it for free.
He's got to have license. He's got to have a lot. I mean,
He does have a license. I'm just saying, just use Paul if we can.
Yep. Got it. No, but who knows? We're two old ladies dithering around the internet. All right, so you can come up with the values, and what you need to for us is to plug in the estimate for the electricity.
Yeah, that's all we need. We
Okay.
have all of the other.
And Kathleen, I think for an assessment, we have to have a 2-week notice, don't we?
At least, yeah.
Okay, so can we vote on this at our next board meeting? I mean, what I'm saying is I'd like to vote on this at our next board meeting. So if you could remember to do a 2-week notice, that would be really helpful.
We're doing a 2-week notice because of the rules anyway. We're voting on rules next time, so it has to be a 2-week notice.
Oh, I see what you're
Right.
saying. Got it. Thanks, John. I wasn't tracking with you first. All right, that's old business. Any other old business? New business. All right. All right. Kathleen, I'm just barreling ahead here, but
Yeah, please do.
okay. So the next one is the COL report repairs. We have this report. Okay, so here's where we are. We have a report from Ruben Clarkson. They told us we need a bunch of repairs, which is about $15,000. I'm all for getting those repairs because they mentioned in here that the fact that we repaired our seawall last year helped prevent damage this year, which I thought was really great. But there are a couple of places where I have some questions in here. The big one is they say, well, when you fix the pool deck, let us know. So I reached out to them and I let them know because they said, we'll give you new recommendations. So I reached out to them last week. I'm waiting to hear back from Jack. I know you've got an email from Jack. If you can help me like double team them, Kathleen.
Okay. Yeah, because I had been bugging him about getting some vendor names so we could get some proposals, because I'm
Yeah.
sure you're gonna want more than one.
We used somebody that I thought we were happy with last time, but I could be wrong.
No, because he gave me the name of the company. I was looking for that email.
Okay.
That did the repairs last time, and then I've got a bunch of other names too, so.
And my thing is, I'm not happy with the last company that did repairs.
Why?
Because it looks like a little 3-year-old went out and put little, there's cracks all over and they just put like hairline, they put mortar in cracks.
We had 2 giant hurricanes. Do you think that has something to do with it?
And my thing is what, no, it's old cracks,
Okay.
but
So it wasn't the ones repaired recently, the last time?
yeah, I mean, it's the same area. If you look at the pictures, I thought I printed them out, but I don't have the picture.
Well, yeah, pictures here.
And if you look at in color, some of the stuff, it's a lot of the stuff. Okay, if you look at, oh, he's got this on here. Well, it don't matter. He's put like, yes, we know the prominent deck
Yeah.
cracks. Okay, this stuff right here, which I would have showed you the other day, these little, all this stuff along the seawall, looks like a little kid did it, and he wrote down, okay, we need the repairs there. Well, what's different? It hasn't changed from a couple of years ago. Some of these cracks. And
I'm not sure I understand what the issue is
yeah,
now.
because loss of settlement. This is what I was talking about, where all the moisture or the shells out here,
Yeah.
that big pile.
Okay.
They didn't put enough of that in.
But remember, we had
Flood.
we had a giant flood over there. So
And
it
then,
was just.
and then they're showing like here, okay, this is the repairs they did.
Mhm.
But okay, yes, they need a little bit of rust. Well, they need to get resealed. It's not a big issue, but I can't see why 18. I mean, I don't know if they're going to take all the oyster shells or shells off the seawall, but I was impressed with it. So that's I'd rather spend that money and just paint the damn seawall would be better than to.
I really don't like mucking around with the seawall. I think if anything we should repair the seawall first.
Well, let me get some proposals, because
Okay.
I agree that we need, we don't know what it would have looked like if you had not done the last round of
I have
repairs.
pictures. I had pictures before. I mean, I got some pictures too.
Well, no, but what I'm saying, Bob, is if you hadn't done those repairs, what would the seawall have looked like
After the floods.
after
Yeah.
after everything? So
I mean,
we don't know.
I mean, when they when they drilled in the walls, yes, I can see that. But all the stuff on top of the seawall, it's like I don't see what.
Okay.
If you look at the original seawall, was painted. Because if you go on the south side or on the west side here, it's all painted. The seawall was.
All right, well, we have a bunch of questions in that report that we need to get answered. Like he says, we have to inspect our seawall, and then we need to replace the seawall by the pool. So we need to find out what does that have to do with the repair work that we just did?
Well, I mean, I can see some of that stuff with the seawall I brought. That's what we need to talk to our engineer tomorrow, because if we have to repair the seawall in another 6-7 years, we don't want to make sure we don't spend too much or something that we got to tear some of the pool decking up.
Yeah, I mean, that's
put pavers down or
Right.
whatever scenarios. We got to make sure that it's a smart business.
Right. That's what we
They're not
need
gonna
more info from these guys about. What do we need to do and how long is it gonna last, and does it affect the pool deck? And then we need to give this report to Bill Graham. That's what I'm thinking. That makes sense? Okay. Anyway, so if you can help me double team them, that'd be really good. We need proposals, so you're working on proposals,
Mhm.
okay. City seawall, what do you know about the city seawall? Anything?
Only what I read.
Okay, well. We're kind of at a standstill here. Should we try one more?
What have we tried?
We've already put the city on notice like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we've sent them certified letters. We only recently got the actual report from the seawall, but why should we part of me is like, why should we hand over a report that we paid for their seawall? But the other part is like, we need to hand over the report and tell them.
Something bad happens.
Yeah.
Then we gave you the report.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
very-
Our duty is only to put them on notice.
Mhm.
Okay, we don't have to turn over anything to them.
But did our laws?
But I agree. It might kick their butts a little bit
Mhm.
if we show them the actual report.
Yeah,
But
I mean, so
Alright.
did we give it to him yet? Or-
no, we haven't. That's what we're gonna
Oh,
decide
yeah.
right
I
now.
think it's kind of like anything else, and that would
Okay.
be a good thing for liability, because we told you it was bad, not like
that's
hiding.
exactly what
Well, we
we
told them
set
2
up
years
the
ago.
liability
I know.
2 years ago.
I know,
Yeah.
but, and then the lawyer, I mean, did the lawyers back 2 years ago send letters, or was it just?
No, I think we sent a certified letter.
That's very important for our lawyers to take care of that.
So, all right, so maybe
Get a
what we should do,
certified letter, so they got it or whatever.
get the attorney involved, ask him.
I would think.
So what I would recommend is, have the attorney do the letter and ask the attorney if we should, surrender the report or not.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Yes, but
So do you want me to contact or are you gonna do it?
Whichever you prefer.
Well, I can do it.
I will admit, I don't know who the city we've been in contact with, but I imagine that's on the letter. All
I
right,
don't believe the city takes any notice unless it's legal.
well, here we come. All right, window cleaning proposal, moving right along.
I'll just let you know that I pulled the old invoices so that the board could see what has been done last June in 2024. You spent 8848.90 because they did do the ledges on the north side. So then in February of 2024, they just did the exterior windows. So that was $3,028.10. So the proposal for July is to clean all exterior inaccessible windows, not including balconies or sliding doors, and clean ledges on the north facing wall, living room windows to the best of our ability. So that total would be this year $83.85.
I have one question. This looks like it's 2025, but it has a charge for March. Did we use them in March, or is that March of 26 or?
I only showed 2024. I didn't
No,
find
this one
any.
over here.
I know, I did not find any invoices for 2025.
Which is why this would be in budget, because we only budgeted 12,000 based on how much we spent last year.
Okay.
So as long as we don't go back and do Marches. Although I have a question about why would we do them in July? It's not kind of the middle of our rainy season, that like,
We used to do that 4 times a year, but then we went to 3 times a year. I think at this point, it's 3 times a year. We did get out of sync at one point because with the guys hanging off the promenade deck, we.
And all the dust, yeah.
We skipped.
Yeah.
So the regular schedule, I guess, is off.
All right, so can we get a new proposal that doesn't include the March cleaning that didn't happen? Am I understanding correctly?
No, well, I don't understand what you're
Here,
saying.
this is the.
No, so what they're proposing is the 83.85 plus the sales tax. They're not trying to collect for something they didn't do.
I'm not seeing that.
Okay, so wait a minute. Wait. I'm sorry. 83.85 would be July, these 2 that I circled.
Yeah, but this says 14,270.
This is just the year. That's for the whole year.
So they're not proposing for the entire year, because that's sure what it looks like to me.
No, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell them what we want and we're approving 83.85. So if you want me to, I'll just zick all of that and
Oh, I
then
see.
approve.
Down in the little light gray, it says, I would expect to pay by cleaning. I think they mean cleaning, not the sum total. All right. All right.
So the motion should be for 83.85.
Mine's different.
Cheaper.
This is cheaper. Yeah, it's the same, 83.85, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, can I get a motion to approve $8,385 to high-rise window cleaning? You tracking? Okay,
I so move.
All right, can I get a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's just one time or?
That's one time. It's just for July. All, I guess we were all in favor. Okay, good. So that's handled. AC common area preventative maintenance, over to you, Kathleen.
Okay, so this is you, right now, you do not have any type of preventative maintenance agreement, and I believe in the past you have had them.
No. We have never had any maintenance agreement on the air conditioning.
Would be a good idea to have.
Rosensteel has historically repaired or replaced all the common area.
So you're
AC
saying
units.
they have been here doing it, but you never had an agreement per se,
Correct.
okay. All right.
Who changes the air filter? Building maintenance?
That's the
Well,
maintenance person.
that's-
Maintenance person,
Yeah.
his total involvement in the common area ACs is changing the filters on the air handlers and putting vinegar down the drain.
So are you saying you're not interested then in this? This is where they come
Twice
out.
a year,
Yeah.
we're not gonna do it on replacing filters.
Oh, that's a good point. So it looks like they'll replace 2 of the filters, but what's his name? Lewis will
How
still
much
have
was how much were they gonna charge us for,
150 a month. For,
per unit or per,
and I think it's for
all of them?
for 15 systems, right? That's $10 a system.
So it's 1,800 a year.
And how new are they?
No, is this per system? This says, 15 systems. This says Brighter Anytime memberships for 15 systems.
It's $150 a month.
That's for all of them, right? Not
Right.
for,
It includes the filters.
So if they come,
so do we need to even approve this? Is this just like in the budget? $300? I mean, $150?
it's gonna cost you that much for.
Well, see-
15 filters.
Because if Louise has been doing this, they're paying for the filters. She's shaking her head, so I
But
don't
she
know.
The
said,
only thing the maintenance person has been doing is replacing the filters in the air handlers. I'm not sure, monthly, every other month, I don't know. And pouring vinegar drains, that's it.
hopefully.
Have we had a cleaning of coils once a year and checking refrigerant? And
Hell no.
I know we should.
Yeah,
Well,
let's do-
the thing is, but the thing is, they won't be here every month.
No,
It's
it's
just
every
every
6
6
months,
months.
yeah. But when they come, can we get them to give us an estimate of the remaining life for each of the handlers?
My thing,
Somewhere, there's a
There's
list
a list.
of all the AC units, the common area.
Huh?
And the
And
filter
when it's
sizes,
replaced,
Huh?
it's here.
Did you have that list? Okay,
I saw it, but I don't remember where it is now, but we have it.
I'm just saying, if they on their inspection could tell us, this one's doing great, that one's not so great, we could have them.
Yeah, it'd just be good to have an opinion if they're
Yeah.
like, this one's on its last leg, that
Yeah.
wants to live.
well,
Don't we also have to update the SIRS report?
Yeah, we had taken them off the reserve reports, but I'm now in retrospect thinking that wasn't a bright idea and that we should at least in
Put them
bulk
back
put
in.
them back on.
On the reserve study, you took them off the reserve study?
Yes.
Because you only have to do things over 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
Each individual unit is not over 10,000, so I think Eric was just trying to make it simple and easy. And now I'm like, well, now I have no reserve. So.
Yeah.
I think it should go back on.
Okay.
It's on my list for.
All right. So did we vote for whatever we need to vote for?
Well, we need a motion to approve and then,
Can I get a motion to approve the contract from
Rosensteel.
Rosensteel for the AC handler maintenance for $150 a service? No, it's every six
see,
months.
that's what the problem.
no, it's $150 a month. It says
But they,
BAM monthly fee $150.
but they only come out every twice a year, correct?
No.
Let's read.
And keep
says-
in mind, you've got 15 systems.
Need to perform maintenance twice a year on all common area HVAC systems. This includes blah,
There's
blah,
three.
blah, blah.
So I don't see them changing their air filters monthly.
No, I
I
don't.
don't have anything.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, well, I know, I'm just saying though, it maybe is a, how old are our air conditioners?
I Okay,
It varies.
I think
Yeah.
they'll last longer if they get serviced twice a year.
yes.
Right.
I
So
agree.
it's $600 a pop each time to do 15 air conditioners.
I just don't,
That's
like
less
a
than 50 bucks,
good deal.
yeah. That's super cheap. All right. You don't have to vote for it. All right, can I get a motion to approve the proposal from Rosensteel? Whatever, Rosensteel for air conditioning maintenance.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those against?
I'll say aye, no, I'll take it.
Did you vote? Did you get to vote?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
I just think it's kind of like a lot of times, it's not a scam, but if we have new air conditioners, you really don't need somebody to come up.
They're really old. All right.
Who are you?
Hurricane plan. Oh, I don't really want to talk about this.
You had that one area that you wanted fixed because it was contradictory.
Well. This is just.
And you know, this could be a working document. Basically, what we need to do is make sure it's on the website and so that it's a reference for people. Just for their, you know, for them to check like their list, make sure that they get the supplies. You know, take their patio furniture off, and there
With
was
this information in it?
No.
all of this information.
With this information, all of our personal cell phones in there?
Okay,
Well, that's,
we'll have to take that out.
well, we can take that out, because I mean, it's, every association is different.
Yeah,
So,
I think before you
If you
go
don't want
handing
to-
out people's personal cell phones,
I
it
think
would
they
be
have
good to
like
get a
yours and.
permission. I mean, if you want to put your personal cell phone out there, that's totally fine. But I don't think Louise wants his out there from.
okay, so
He's told me-
we need to redact the phone
Yeah.
numbers. But you're okay with the emails, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Well.
I mean, you
would ask-
should have, since you're on the board, that's just kind
Yeah.
of standard operating
Well, for-
procedure.
for us,
I
it's
don't
okay,
have-
yeah.
So,
And then see what they would have is the phone number for the management company.
yeah, that'd be fine.
And the office number, but you know, after hours, that type of thing. Okay, so hurricane plan, and then the other thing that you wanted to change is the one thing that was contradictory.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if this is what, because I don't remember what I told you was contradictory, but what I found here is that, for example, on page 6. No, I'm sorry, not page 6.
16.
Um,
Well, that was the one.
on page 7, where it has the owners and residents hurricane checklist, we need to make sure that tells them that they have to arrange a local contact to assess their units for internal damage. Because it says here on page, Jenny says it's 16. I'm losing.
Yeah, because it's really their responsibility and not the board, not the board or the manager.
But my concern is that it's unclear. There are a couple of places, let me find it. I'm back to that. So that's another addition I have. Okay, on page 16, yes, the third bullet from the top where it says that the recovery checklist includes check all units for water damage and report to owner. What it needs to say is water damage for noticeable damage, because noticeable
Yes.
damage is defined over here. But
Yes.
this makes me think that you're gonna be going into every unit and, is that my cell phone?
Last one.
Oh, makes it sound like you're going into every single unit to check for damage, so I'd be really clear about that.
Okay,
Um,
I'd be happy to look at those and then get the, because,
most of these are comments, but that was like the really
Yeah.
big one of,
but that's fine. So if you could give me that, and then I'll work on that.
okay.
Because that, when Tabitha was here, we were tag teaming on stuff.
No, it's very comprehensive and it's really nice to have. But there were a couple of things like for safety, like, I know, didn't the garage doors go up in the last hurricane?
Yeah, because what happens, the eye, when the garage door comes up, all of a sudden the eye gets sprained. So then it kept on going up and down. That's how the intruder got in. Because what was going on is it was raining so hard that somebody came into the parking garage.
Mhm.
And so the eye thought somebody was in the way, so it kept on going up and down. It wouldn't close. all
Oh, it saw the rain and
Rain.
thought there was somebody
Yes, that's
there.
how the wind and rain. So, and we can't really just, for safety, I don't think you can shut the garage door down.
Well, after
I
an
mean,
evacuation notice, you
yes,
could.
Yeah,
Yeah, good. Same with the elevators.
but, that's what happened. That's how that person got in because of, that aspect.
So maybe what we need to do is just add something that says we shut down the garage, during an evacuation. We shut down the garage door.
After,
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be like 3 days in advance. That would be ridiculous,
yeah.
but enough time to prevent that
Right,
from
though.
happening. Yeah, and also I think the front door doesn't secure, does it?
No, a lot of
You
times.
can,
But then doesn't that create,
you can lock that down.
but then doesn't that create problems like the wind? I don't remember, help me out here.
We had, the rain was coming in that gap, because we got that gap in there, and rain was coming in, and water was in.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna happen anyway, but can we, that, I was under the impression that there was it was susceptible to wind damage if we locked it, like it had to be flexible or something, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right,
You can lock that.
okay, it probably should be locked during hurricane then.
Because you can use those indoors.
And the other thing I recall is that in the last hurricane, someone said that some of these were found unlocked. So whoever does the security pre-check needs to go through and make sure that all these doors aren't just closed, but they're actually locked, and
Okay.
secured.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right, well, let's keep working on this.
Okay. Thank you though for all your hard work on it. It's really.
Well, it was Tabitha. I gotta give her credit.
Thank you, Tabitha. T-shirts for staff. So, Liz Maslin came up with the idea of getting T-shirts for staff, and Kathleen, you said that you've seen that at other locations, right?
It's very common, and in fact, that's the norm, I will say. That's the norm.
Is it that, do you as a property manager wear one also, or is it just for the maintenance?
Usually not, but I mean, I do have, but see, all of mine say condominium associates.
That's why we.
So,
This one.
well, I have no problem with that, but I don't know. I'd want to wear one every day, but whatever you guys decide, that's fine. You know, I used to be a clothing buyer, so I have a few clothes.
Oh my God.
And unfortunately, lots of sizes right now. So.
I think that's common. Anyway. All right, well, I like the idea, but it would require it would require like a volunteer to help, because I don't think any of us have time and it's not important enough to
Well, see, this is up my alley and I would enjoy working on this, but
run with it.
is that something you want to do? Because normally what you would do would be supply them, probably like 5 each. So you're looking at,
Couple $100.
I don't know, you want to get good quality and you want to get in both of them. It's got to be sleeveless or tanks. And if you're okay with that, no collar.
And they gotta be long, I mean, for building maintenance guy, for being outside all the time, you almost want the long sleeve sun, right? Or the,
He does not wear.
I know, I'm just saying.
I mean, and I'll ask him if you guys are okay with it, because I know Penny will only wear tanks.
Yeah.
She's already told me that.
If you can find an extra few minutes to do something like that, and given your background, it sounds like you'd do a better job than
Well,
any of us.
This is easy.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, if they're out there for 4 or 5 hours outside, this way it prevents.
Let's just ask them what they want.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is, I have, well, of course, I don't know if he's open on Saturdays, but maybe what I can do is figure out a time when I can get over. There's an embroidery guy I use. It's on State Road 580, just east of McMullen Booth Road. And he's a local guy. He's really good. And then if we would want to, I know there would be a charge if you'd want to use a logo or something, but if you want to take, that dolphin thingy or whatever you want to do, we could.
Well,
It's all computerized now.
Liz
so.
offered to provide the graphics in some form that we could use.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want, I could.
What's
ask
Liz's
for-
last name?
Maslink, M-A-Z-S, M-A-S,
Yes.
L-I-N-K.
Okay.
502.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's the one she and her husband did the graphics for a number of the signs around here.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do that.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You want to get this in the minutes? As far as a motion and all that?
Sure.
Probably.
Well, how do you guys feel about t-shirt? I'm just like plowing ahead here.
I like it. I think we should
All right.
make them available for homeowners to buy, like a bake sale.
Does anybody have?
One.
Does anybody
Yeah.
have any opinions out here? This?
Yes. Did you?
Of course I did. Finally, we did it 6 or 7 years ago. We had them in t-shirts, do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Well, condominiums.
They were condominium associate shirt.
Wearing.
And they stopped wearing.
They were
it,
too
so
hot, I
away
think.
with them. I'm telling you, it'll last about 6 months, maybe. And then they'll be wearing the regular clothes again, but I would.
We would just, if we go ahead with this, it would be a requirement and I would have them sign something and I would clear it with my company. Hopefully, I mean, I can't imagine it would be a problem.
Yeah. Well, let's try it and see how it flies.
Okay.
It doesn't seem
I
like
think-
it's a
I think the Pierce 100 logo that you have on the masthead of letters would look nice.
Oh, yeah, not, I think we're talking about doing the dolphin. The dolphin.
It doesn't tell you where they are and who they're working for. So when people come and look at a property, like Serena by the Bay, they had really nice polos. I'm not saying we should get those, but they did have the logo of Serena by the Bay. So it should have some identifying thing other than a flamingo, a dolphin, or a rainbow.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think the logo would include the words Pierce 100.
Okay, just want to make sure it just doesn't have a stupid dolphin on it.
Right,
I mean, only a dolphin.
I got it. A charming.
Stupid dolphin.
Who was that?
I know, right?
What the hell's saying that? I don't know.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve 5 shirts for Louise, 5 shirts for Louise and 5 logoed shirts for Penny at a price not to exceed,
Probably 25, I suppose. 25, 30, I don't know, I'll have to check.
let's say $400 in total, just, yeah.
Not to exceed 400.
$400, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I second it. Can I, am I allowed to second it?
Yes.
I second it. Okay.
What's your name? Totally second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Parking lot signage, John?
Well, it should be fairly straightforward. It just goes back to the fact that when we skim the surface, we will have to repaint all the lines and signage. And when we replace the surface, Ronnie probably remembers, I managed to persuade them to do 2 arrows to do the routing for the portico.
Which I will say is a brilliant idea.
Well,
I just have another one.
but it was off the cuff. It's far easier to persuade people to add or change things if we do it in advance. So it really is looking at what we have there and say, do we want in the negotiations to change the design we have on the front? And the proposal I put forward is, I know it doesn't stop people entering the property, but if we put a large sign saying private property or something similar on the entrance on the tarmac, it may help persuade the graduates not to come down and enter our parking lot. So it's really to look at that.
Yeah, all right. Any feedback on this? It seems like a bright idea to me, but maybe I haven't looked at it from all sides. Do you understand what he's saying?
We have a private property sign out there now.
Yeah.
But it's
No, this would
talking
go
about
on the,
painting
On the tarmac.
I don't know, ignore that too, seriously, unless we have.
yeah. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Well, we have that
We
sign
have
up
a
front,
sign.
yeah. Okay, so we were talking about putting it on the actual pavement,
Not to deter people. right?
yeah.
Probably gonna be another 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it might be worth finding out what it would cost.
Yeah, but you can stencil something. I mean, I have my maintenance man all the time stencil stuff and just roll it.
No, We actually have a small stencil which says private property, but the previous board didn't like having several small ones across.
Yeah.
So uh, this would, in the end, we don't have to do it. It just psychologically adds to the element of saying you're entering private property. But it doesn't really matter in that when they do it, they will put the new signs down. The problem is we can't then ask them to add something extra, but we can negotiate it if we do it in advance. It was just looking at, is there any, that was my idea, but is there anything else that we want on out there that needs to be put on the tarmac?
Yeah, yeah,
I thought those wore off pretty.
I don't know.
They didn't stay long. They
Okay.
wore off.
No, it's because we did them. We didn't use the paint that they use. It's very hard to get something that lasts as long as the paint that they use. And please remember, the current signage we have has been down 7 years now, almost 8 years.
What?
We have two bright red signs out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he's talking about the lines,
Oh.
the yellow lines.
Okay, sorry.
All right. I'm gonna say, why don't we just save the money for the gate? I mean, it's not a big expense. But
No, we're not talking about it costing us any more. We're talking about negotiating it into the price.
How about we wait till it's time to do this, and at that point, we approach Rose or whoever and say, listen, you did a great job, but this time, can we also do? And see what they come up with.
And remind me of the timetable on this, John.
We're supposed to be doing the skim surface this year.
Okay, so I'm to get those proposals now, right? Because I've got the companies and I think that was something from the last
Yes.
workshop or something. I don't know.
We
So yeah,
we
I know it
put
was
the new,
in driveway.
we put the new surface down in 2018. It should have been sealed in 2020 with a reseal every 5 years, and we so far have not sealed our surface. So it's a naked surface without a seal coat.
Okay,
we're overdue.
overdue.
All
All right.
Moving on. Okay, so the last thing we have on here actually is just a discussion. We're not voting on anything at this point, but our attorney came to us and suggested that we should have a unit shutdown rule. And the unit shutdown rule tells people that if you're leaving for more than X amount of time, you need to do these things to shut your unit down to prevent damage, not only to your own unit, but to people around you. And the reason he said that it was important to have a rule was because if we don't have a rule and somebody doesn't do these things and they create damage, the association could end up carrying the bill for that. What did they do with it? Yeah.
For sure, that's in the house rules.
No, I should have brought it with me. There's like one sentence that says, like, make sure you shut down your unit if you leave or something.
And the same about bringing your furniture and shut your water off. Yeah.
And shut the water, yeah.
It's a vague time frame. It says if you're gone for more than a few days. We need to have a definitive time frame. Is that 3 days? Is that 14 days? And a clear list.
Yeah, somebody check it.
And we also need to make sure that they know that they're responsible for arranging to have somebody else to check on their unit in the event that there's some potential damage, especially during hurricanes. So that was the rationale for having a list. All we're trying to do is clarify, make the existing. I'll try to bring it next time, Deb.
Well, so,
Okay.
but wait, here's what's going on. They're coming up with the verbiage to vote at the June meeting. This will require a 14-day notice because this is going to be put in the rules. So what I had sent out was the proposed unit shutdown rule. you need today to determine what extended period you want in this that you will be voting on, and the standard for the temperature is 78. You don't want to go any higher than 78. And then I added the words other than the management company employees, or if you're okay with that verbiage on that last bullet point.
Okay.
So the board needs to decide. Now you're deciding today on the proposed wording that you will vote on at the June meeting.
Got it.
And then this will go out, whatever you propose today will be mailed and emailed to every owner.
Okay.
So what do you want to use for the number of days?
Well, it's kind of ironic because you could create damage if you go to the grocery store and you don't come home in 2 hours. But
I'd say 4 days or 3 days. 3 days.
Well,
Remember, this isn't just for hurricanes. This is in general terms.
right.
Yeah, because they can come in 3 days, 4 days, so we want to make sure that
I mean, is it any time you don't spend the night?
after 48 hours.
no, because we have to be realistic. If now I went to Nashville, you know, for that graduation, so we didn't shut our water off. I mean, I suppose
Yeah.
we could have. Water heater, you know, I think you have to be realistic. I don't think somebody going away for the weekend's gonna do
Yeah,
this.
I think some of that stuff is good. Yeah, I interrupted.
No, I interrupted.
I mean, my thing is the biggest thing is for the hurricane. That's the
Yeah.
main concern about everything in this. So basically, if you're gonna be gone, I'd say over 72 hours. You need to bring it.
Can't you break it down into two?
Well,
If you're
no.
gonna be away for 7 days or more, and
Yeah.
if there's a perceived hurricane,
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm saying bringing furniture in. I'm saying like making sure your balcony's clean.
I wouldn't do that. If I were gonna be gone for a weekend, I would be hauling my furniture.
But 3 days,
if there were
been
a
4
hurricane,
days.
I would be bringing it in too.
I mean, I
Well,
don't know.
yeah, that's true. If there's a hurricane coming.
Yeah. So it's 7 days for normal process, but when there's a hurricane coming in,
Oh, yeah.
you bring it in now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We say something like however many days, or there's a named storm in the area. Or something like that.
Well,
Well,
but you have to include the snowbirds so that they do this before they leave. Or there might be some people that go north just for 3 months. Who knows?
But if
They're going north for 3 months.
I think what Deborah said is exactly right. You've got to look at normal circumstances, and 7 days, a week away seems reasonable. But if a hurricane's coming, there should be a basis to say we call a hurricane, everything's got to be in immediately. So,
That is part of the checklist in the hurricane checklist.
yeah.
guess
So
so.
we just say, as the people, if they're away at the time, have to have a nominated person. And by the way, if they're away, they're probably not just away for a week, would have the nominated person bring the stuff in. So if it's a hurricane, it's got to be immediately brought in. I think a week is reasonable for everything else.
What do you
What do you think?
shaking your head, Ronnie?
Somebody's away for 3 weeks. They better have that stuff off the balcony.
But we just said that it will be.
But I mean, like in the winter time, we never get no hurricanes, no high winds, so it really that'd be different stuff. So summertime,
so-
you know, I mean, it's the season.
Well, and that's a low risk
Yeah.
time, so if they don't follow the rule
Then it's not.
and something bad happens, then we got them on the rule and they have to pay for the damage.
But even so, if you're gonna know if there's a named storm coming within a week, I mean, it doesn't just like pop up overnight and there it is. So,
All
all
right.
right, so can we agree that we would put this in for anything over a week?
Any time the unit is left vacant for
1 week or more?
1,
Say 7 nights, 8 nights, whatever.
Might be better than.
Don't say a week, say 7 days.
Yeah.
okay, 7 days, 7 days or more. Or more, okay. Very good.
Turn the air conditioning down or leave the air conditioning on no higher than 78 degrees, but they can leave it colder if they want, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Kathleen, where'd that number come from?
78, just being in the business, knowing that. Because really, I'd like it even lower, because if you go higher, then you have unless you have some type of dehumidifier that, yeah, humidistat, because you have to worry about mold. Well, I'm just telling you, that's what I've been told for years. So if you,
I've lived there 12 years. But I have people, they shut it off when they leave. Joe Pagani used to shut her down, or shut down the refrigerator, turn off electricity, open up the refrigerator doors and go to Canada. So I don't like telling people what to set their air conditioning on. If they get mold, they get mold. Anyway, here's my thought.
Well,
I keep my air conditioner at 80 degrees all the time. I don't have any mold.
Well, you gotta start keeping it 78. You gotta keep it at 78 when you're gone.
I'm cold. It's
well, this is, okay,
See what I'm saying?
right.
okay, you guys gotta rail them in now,
Okay.
rein them in.
Right. So maybe we could do some research on the air conditioning. I will say that when we had the hurricane come through and we were examining units, which I'm glad I'm not going to do anymore. There were clearly some places where we went in that had moldy smells now. And having mold is not just about one person's unit. Mold spreads.
Yep.
So it spreads out to the hallway, it spreads up and down and across, and it becomes like a major situation. So
we could, sorry, just to interject, Victoria, we could make a rule for named storms, hurricanes. So on normal periods, it's up to the person, but during hurricane periods, set rules have to be in place.
I don't see how that's gonna work though.
No,
Let's
'cause-
say you leave in, I
Yeah.
don't know, in May. And you turn your air conditioning off and then you get a named storm come through in June. It's not like you're gonna fly down and turn your air conditioning on.
No, but they've already have to have somebody that checks their unit monthly because the insurance companies require it.
Okay, I just want to remind you, you got this from your attorney, right? You didn't create this, I didn't create this. So this is the attorney's recommendation.
Yeah,
So how much do you want to go against your
I
attorney's?
see what you're saying. People will do what they choose to do, but if
They're-
they
they're-
don't do it and they
You
get
have to establish something.
Right.
You're never gonna get 100%.
right, so they can turn their air conditioning off and
The
leave.
attorney told you to set it at 78.
No, he said
No,
leave it.
I
no-
put in the 78.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you put in 8.
Before.
But what did he write though? What was he did say?
What he wrote.
I have a.
I don't think,
Did he write it?
I don't
Did you
think,
say X?
I don't think, yeah, I was blank as far as, because I wouldn't have changed his number.
Mhm.
I put in a number that
I
is,
think it was an X. I don't think
Yeah.
it was a
So the
specific.
attorney wants you to put an amount in.
Yes, that's correct.
That
yeah.
was my understanding.
So if you
That was
don't
my
agree with
You're gonna
what's
say
standard,
in the warrant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's standard. Every property I've ever
What's
worked at is 78. I
78.
mean, that's just, and I've worked for a number of companies, but this is your thing, not me. I just put that in there because we needed
All right.
something.
Have to research a little bit.
Right, can we come back to that
Yeah.
one? So we don't have a problem with turning off the water heater at the valve and the circuit breaker, okay? Disposing of food and other perishable items like dead bodies, okay? Store lithium ion batteries over 100 watt hours, like those in e-bikes, power tools, or large drones, in a fireproof bag. Empty the balcony of all outdoor furniture and other items. Okay, do you guys have any comments on those items? Okay. Arrange with someone other than the management company employees. Arrange with someone to inspect the unit for possible damage after hurricanes or other events. I don't know how we're gonna replace other than the management company employees.
I put that in. Now, if you don't want that wording. So in other words,
Yeah.
I don't want them to expect me to go in and do it.
No, it's just turn off the water heater.
They didn't say, I thought you said
Water,
at the
the
main.
water and then water heater.
Turn off the water heater at the circuit breaker.
Yeah.
So just the water heater, not all
I
the,
thought you
just,
said the main.
that'd be pretty
And the
entertaining.
main water, you wanna shut the valve coming in, the main water coming in.
Turn off the water heater at the valve and at the circuit breaker.
Okay, the valve meaning the main water coming into your condo.
Yeah.
That needs to be
Just
turned
one
on.
valve.
Yeah. it's just-
Yeah, so if you have an individual water shut off in your unit, that would be the second bullet point. The third bullet point is there is another valve on your water heater that would turn off the supply to the water
Okay,
heater.
I can't, my eyes are rolling back in my head because I don't understand. I don't go into my closet and muck around with my water heater.
Yeah.
Never done this.
And every other drain to the whole condo. I have one above my water heater, when I turn it off.
Yep.
There's no
Yeah,
water.
no water anyway.
Everything else.
Everything off.
Okay, so turn off the water in the unit.
And you also do the breaker.
The break water.
So you don't have to turn off the water heater at the valve if you've already turned off the water in the unit?
Correct.
No,
Well, you do have to hit the circuit breaker.
Yes,
on.
turn
I've always
off the
turned-
water heater at the circuit breaker.
Simple.
And
Okay,
Did it every week.
Turning off the electric to that.
you're
so you
turning
can have
off-
to give you lessons. So turn off the water in the unit and turn off the water heater at the circuit breaker. Okay,
Yes.
good. Dispose of
Can't-
food and,
can I just add one more point?
what's that?
Basically, they've got to have a nominated person to enter the unit, but the nominated person shouldn't rely on the office for us to supply a key. They've got to supply that person with a key.
We should add that to the last bullet.
Arrange with someone to. How are we gonna add that? Arrange.
Yeah, you could have a separate bullet point, so provide a key to your designated person, you know, something like that. And because if I've evacuated, I'm not gonna be there to provide keys.
Yeah, so potentially people will be in the building or coming into the building to go to a unit and say, I want the key.
Provide a
They've
key
got to have the key.
back to the unit for possible damage.
Of course, I would recommend people to get combination locks because that way they can get anybody into their unit.
How about provide access to your unit to a designated person to inspect the unit for possible damage after hurricanes or other events?
Without the office key.
I'm sorry?
They could say they have nominated someone, but they want the key from the office. Without access to the office key.
So do we need to be explicit, access to the office key?
Yes,
Not,
yes.
that's a good idea. Okay,
So what we're saying is you have to be in the building, or else you have to give them a key fob to get into the building.
yeah. Yeah,
Unless they
we
live
do
in the
that.
building and have their own.
Like I said, they have to be in the building to be your custodian.
Right.
Or you give them a key fob. Yeah. That seems reasonable to me.
And they do it every, once a month, every 3 weeks, or? I'm sure it's kind of once a month.
Do we care for our purposes?
Depending on the next. Well, if they're only gone for 10 days, they don't. need-
Well, it would be nice to be able to make that a rule, because if you have some kind of a leak or something going on in your unit, if you're gone, if you're a snowbird and nobody goes in your unit and checks your closets and
But you have
things,
your water turned off.
true, you should.
But the person
With the
above
person
you.
above you being like,
Yeah.
that's what creates most of it,
Yeah.
is the person above you.
Provide a key, let's wrap this up because this is the last thing I have to do here. Provide a key to your designated person to inspect the unit for possible damage after hurricanes monthly or after hurricanes or other events. Do we really want to ask them to do it monthly?
At least.
I thought that insurance league said that it shouldn't be every 3
Yeah.
weeks.
I think you're right.
Once a month.
Insurance requires you to check your unit monthly.
Monthly? Okay.
Yes.
So say if you have a hurricane and there's leak coming down in your unit, but you don't know who is the designated person or who owns the unit. What do you do in that situation?
Well, we now have a list of people. You have a directory list, so you should be able to contact the owner, who can then sort out the designated person.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
We're not
So what-
voting, so you don't.
No, I know. But what are we gonna do about the 78 stinking degrees?
Well,
I Google it and it just says for mold prevention,
Does it give a temperature?
72 to 78, but that 78, like say, you don't want that if people are having units. I don't know.
We-
I mean, and
we've
that's
got time to look at it because we're going to vote on it next time. I think 78 is acceptable or reasonable, but it's reasonable when we have a hurricane or water intrusion issue.
I
On a
mean,
normal basis, it's up to the people.
and if
That's true.
and if one of these says that you shut off your electricity to your unit, right? So then
No.
you can't.
No,
Well, I always shut my electricity off too.
Okay, all right.
But my thing is, Susan, never go.
I'm gonna default it to 78 degrees. then.
But my thing is I wonder what the temperature of a unit gets, like on the south side, if you don't have the air conditioner. Is it 100 degrees?
tell you.
Is it 100 degrees?
Or I would put in there, set your thermostat at a reasonable level.
Yeah,
Then
but,
you're up to the,
that's.
No,
I don't
because
think
then you
that's-
guys don't have any teeth.
Can we change this in the next couple of weeks if we come up, like?
yeah, we're not
No.
voting.
Have it mailed out 2 weeks ahead of time. and-
Yeah, but we've got 4 weeks right now.
Yeah, but unless you want to stuff envelopes here in the office, I gotta get it to CA in the next few days, because if you're gonna do the outside mailing service, I've gotta give them lead time.
I was just thinking it would be nice to run it by Susie, our insurance broker, and see if she has any input from the insurance perspective on temperatures.
We could do that the next few days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right,
So do you normally use CA for your mailings?
we don't do it, so, yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Okay, so
I
that's-
actually-
that's what I-
CA do-
Because
CA
I've,
do our mailings, yes.
because if you give it to them at the last minute, then you get charged more, so I don't want that to happen.
So this has to be final.
Yes, end of day Friday,
Okay,
please.
I'll email Susie and see if she says anything about the 78 degrees.
Okay.
If she doesn't, we'll just default to 78 degrees. People will,
Because like on the south side, I'm sure it gets 100 degrees in units.
it does.
It's gotta be, because my air conditioner runs every day, so.
When I moved in, there was no AC on. I had no electric. And I arrived at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I spent a really hot night, let me tell you. All right,
You didn't
good.
have mold,
What?
you didn't have mold.
I did have mold. No, but they had moved out like
I'm
3
saying,
days before.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get mold in the closet.
All right, so I think we're all done.
Owner's questions
we had
and comments.
quick moment for any more owner's questions or owner's questions or
I don't see any.
comments. I know, I don't see.
I guess.
All right, Janet.
I have a question and a comment. Comment is, recently I threw away some bait out of that nice clean refrigerator down in the.
You're not supposed to have bait in that.
I know.
So I got the time back.
Kathleen doesn't know that
I
yet.
found it. Anyway, I emailed Kathleen and gave her 2 suggestions. One was to put a note on the refrigerator, only food, drinks, no bait. And another one, maybe add it to the newsletter.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything about it,
On
I'm
the
sorry.
old refrigerator, we did have a sign on the front of it.
So we just,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
smelly. It was smelly.
Oh, you know those little sign holders that we have?
Yeah,
Those
so,
are perfect.
so you want food and drink only, no bait,
Yeah.
please?
No bait in like 6. Okay.
It used to say that on the fridge, and I have thrown away frozen bait several times, and people should just be told if there is any bait in there, instantly throw it away. They'll soon
Yeah.
stop.
Don't put it in there.
Yeah, all right.
And then my question is, I think I understood Catherine saying that in 2024, we had our windows cleaned twice. One was for 8,000 something, whatever, and another one was, but that included cleaning off the ledges. The other one was like 3,000 something.
Something with that, yeah.
So we're doing it again, maybe in July, Do the ledges need to be cleaned off again?
They're
On the north side there.
on the north side, they get really gross. It's, they don't get sun, so the mold grows on them.
They get the sun.
But was that jump from like 4,000 to 8,800?
What?
From last time we did it and had the ledges cleaned off. I forget the charge, but it seemed like it was a big jump from that amount to 8,800 for this next amount. That's my.
Oh, we actually had her pull the last two invoices so we could compare. And it was very comparable. I think they increased it by maybe $100 or $200
Well, that's not what I heard.
$1,000. Yeah, maybe because 1 month was like 3,000 and then the next month is 8,000. That's because 5,000 of that 8,000 is the scrubbing of the mold.
Actually, the ledges are the same price.
There you go.
The window cleaning went up by, let's see, $830, $115.
All right. Any other questions, comments?
But
Sorry.
Jenny, on the money from the assessment was like 500 some thousand. In the fund, the balance.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't that $1 million when we assessed that for the fire?
Oh, that was more like 3 million.
No, I mean for the fire.
Yeah, for
part
the
of
fire,
it,
yeah.
Total assessment.
Yes,
Oh, I don't know.
yes,
that
but we've
specific
paid,
breakout.
we've paid for a fair amount of work so far.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the
first
engineering,
floor.
no, all the engineering that was done and the
that's-
getting,
and the pipe.
I know you're being facetious, but there was, yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Janet.
And my other thing is, get ready to have a cookout. Luis didn't know he's in charge of the propane tanks, the grill area and the grill.
Oh, my.
I'm sorry.
You know, I don't blame you, he's been here 2 months, but how could he have not been told that?
Can we blame it on April?
Probably.
Okay.
He knows, maybe goes.
He knows it now.
Yeah, the problem is he won't use his vehicle for propane, so that's another thing we're gonna have to work out.
There's a couple, they might, I don't know.
Right, who had questions? Bill, Frank?
I just have an observation. We still do not have a dryer on the 10th floor.
What?
Not working.
They changed the coin slots when they raised it. When they lowered it to 75 cents. It will not work.
I thought they fixed that.
They did not.
Well, I'm sorry, I did not know.
And also,
You guys are like cursed.
10th floor dryer.
10th floor dryer, second floor washing machine does not work.
What are you doing down the second floor doing your laundry?
I mean, I'm a vagabond, we just go up and
Well,
down.
gypsies.
We don't have a dryer, so we have them on the third floor. You can like touch it. Yeah.
What happened to the washer on the second floor? Well,
Hey, what?
what's going on with the washer on the second floor? Not working?
Nothing, it's,
The coins?
you put your quarter in, and it still says $1.50. You put a second quarter in, still says $1.50.
Oh, so some.
So I stopped putting quarters in.
So, all right. Because it was flooding for a while. I'd have to go to mop the
Did you
floor.
put in $1.50 worth of quarters?
Every time you put a quarter in, it goes from $1.50 to $1.25 to $1.
Well, you have a fancier machine than we do. We don't have that on the second floor.
Second floor, you have
Okay.
a different washing machine on the second floor.
Yeah.
Because the one originally there went on fire.
Then
All
we
right.
had a tumbler that didn't work.
Any other questions?
No, that's it.
Yeah,
Didn't you say something about smelling, one of the machines
Oh.
is smelling really bad?
We probably need to drain the heater on the first floor. When you fill that tank, it's a little puke.
What do
do you guys know how to do work orders yet?
You mean the water heater?
Water.
Okay, so, yeah, we gotta do something
I
there.
can show you how to do work orders if you're interested, because that, if you can just enter a work order into the.
Well, either that or an email, because I mean, I had no idea that.
Yeah, you don't have to wait
washer and
until-
dryer having an issue. Well, no, but I'm the one that calls for the repairs or emails. They have an email system.
Don't wait until.
But go to Condominium Association and there's this thing that says in work invoice. So you can take a picture of like the washer or
You
dryer.
did it, I did
You
it,
know, I know,
still not done.
I know.
Their service
So,
space, period.
No, this is for internal. This is just for
keeping
Yeah, I
us
should
informed.
definitely tell her, not.
But now,
the washer and
but
dryer.
since I've been here, they've been here numerous times, so I mean, they do respond within 2 days.
All the 10-4.
Out of the 10-4.
Wow.
But they were here last week.
All right,
So,
we're gonna move on. Deb, did you have a question or comment?
Just a request for doing the windows, it would be nice if we could have them out before July 4th, since most of us company of fireworks.
What's like, that would be.
I don't know about that. I'll
I
find
know,
out.
but it would be.
All right, noted.
And as you mentioned early on in your report, Victoria, about the balcony report and getting someone out. I thought I had heard, maybe I'm mistaken, that we did do that and they gave us a detailed report per balcony of what needed done.
Yes,
So don't we already have that?
well, we have like you'd have to look at the report to see the form that it's in. It's kind of,
Okay.
I think of it as being in engineering shorthand. It needs to be translated into something
Okay.
that we can give to a contractor and say, here, tell me how much it's gonna cost. But you're right, we do
Yeah, I
have
don't
the
think
majority.
we want to recreate the report if it's there.
What am I doing?
You're signing for the window washing.
Okay.
On that note, were the owners notified of the balconies?
What is the date?
This was last year.
Yeah, they would have came, you guys would have been here.
Wait, it's Larry's birthday.
Not-
I did have a card. We're going to dinner tonight. Okay, yes, ma'am, Hildy.
Yeah, I spoke to Luis about this. I went in the pool, first week was fine, the second week, it's kind of cool, to go in the morning, so I asked him if he could adjust it. Well, he said, give us an how to do that. That he thought he could call the company and they could show him how to do that. So I think he really should be able to do that.
Yes, that's already been
Or
handled.
Either up or down or whatever.
Yeah. It's going to be set at 86 degrees,
86,
86 degrees.
like 76.
And they are coming out to take a look at a repair, and it's my understanding that Luis did make a call to the company. He went ahead and called, so hopefully that's being taken care of, and they're supposed to be out tomorrow. So yeah, he needs to know how to do that. And in fact, I talked to him today. There's a way that he can put in a code so that nobody else can go back there and mess around with it and change the settings. Because we don't need that going on either.
No. But make sure he writes that code down somewhere safe.
Can I ask you a general question? Does anyone on the board know of an owner who replaced the large sliding doors in their unit?
I don't.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that due to the hurricane?
No, this.
Oh, no, this was just, he decided to. he was gonna-
Probably due to age and they needed to be replaced.
It was 601, wasn't it, or something like that?
Ronnie thinks it's 701.
There was
701. Okay.
She
There
was,
was a lady at one of our board meetings
Yeah.
since the hurricane that was Nikki. We had her-
she was talking about it. She didn't do it.
Okay.
No.
We're trying to figure out best way to prevent what happened to many of our apartments where we got flooded big time. And I know it's the sliding doors, but I also know that some people put plastic in the front of the sliding doors, you know, and heavy duty tape to keep the winds and the rain from coming in. But there's gotta be a better solution, so that's why we were asking about, have you all heard anything about sliding windows that
No.
are
I mean, I talked.
Can I make a recommendation? If you know about this, can you talk to them afterwards? I would really like to adjourn the meeting, so,
Okay.
okay. All right,
I'd like to do that.
We talked about it the last.
we talked about the last meeting.
Yeah.
All right.
And their patent involved.
Motion to adjourn.
May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So
Thank you. Second,
I second.
6:03, the meeting is adjourned.
Oh my God, 6:03.
Oh, you're late.
Thank you.
We're gonna be in, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Don't look
Bye-bye.
alarming.